Hello and welcome to the Tekken School series. In this episode of the matchup course, we're going to cover King, and I know this is a personal thing for me, that I think King in Tekken 8 must be one of the most annoying characters to fight, but I've been seeing the sentiment generally pass around, so I figured covering him early will probably be a good idea. So yeah, let's learn a bit about King, what he is trying to do to you, what can he do to you, and what you're trying to deal with. So King generally is considered by most like the grappler of Tekken. He has a lot of grabs, and a lot of his gameplay will center around him trying to set you up in positions where you have to be afraid of his mid pokes, or you get grabbed, right? You get grab mix up. And also he is the character that kind of breaks the rule of grabs matching hands. So normally grab will you break a grab with like the corresponding hand, right? You see like this will be a 2 break because he reaches with his right hand, and this will be left break, like a 1 break, and this will be a 1+2 because it reaches with both arms. But King, actually, this is like a 1 break, right? This is giant swing, super famous grab. So he kind of breaks these rules. So very unique character, very annoying to deal with. He has a lot of options. He has probably the longest move list due to all of his grabs. It should be like 200 something, I think. Oh, I was close. Listen, 197. I didn't look beforehand, so yeah, this is he has a lot going on. So as in the previous videos, I'll cover first pokes, his moves that are plus on block, so you know when you kind of have to respect them and when you can kind of RPS with him. His strings, his stances or like movement options, and then we're going to talk about gimmicks, kind of. Okay, gimmicks is going to be an interesting section for this character. Heat, and then common scenarios. I just want to say I won't be covering how to tech King's grabs, like what is the correct way to tech them. There are 2 ways you can solve that like issue if you're not sure how to tech a throw. One option is to go over here, right, and for every throw you see, the training menu will tell you the move list, how you tech it, right? It says like you can see on the down right here, it says like cannot throw escape. This you can throw escape 1 or 2. So for everything it kind of tells you. Also, I'm gonna link like a Twitter thread where they kind of have like a picture with like the flowchart of throws that you can kind of look at. It kind of simplifies how you break stuff. So I'm gonna have that link down below, so you can just check that out if you're not sure. With that said, let's start. So King is a sidestep right character. We want to step him to the right. Most of his pokes will lose to that. He does have like some stuff that will track it. He obviously has like homing moves as well that are fairly nice. It's like King's homing move, 18 frames, crushes lows, so really nice. It is also safe, it's -9, so yeah, really nice homing move. He has other moves that also have like good tracking, of course, and he has a lot of moves from movement, from like forward or from like dash, from while running, so keep that in mind. Other than that, we want to step in to the right, and let's start going over the pokes. So we'll start as always with the jabs. King has quite the annoying jab strings, I would say. Like that's his like normal one, right? His like 1 jab, and just remember, since King's grab, it's the only grab that's 10 frames in the game, right? It's this one. That means that from a 1 jab, just like how normally people can do jab into jab and it's uninterruptible unless you like crush it, King can do jab into throw, and it's also going to be your jab if he buffers it correctly, right like this. So let me just kind of show this so you kind of get what I'm on. It's really important to keep that in mind and to not necessarily like counter jab people who are jabbing you as King. Because yeah, it's just super dangerous to do it. A lot of Kings will be buffering a giant swing, so let's just pick out a jab, right? So you'll see it's like super easy to do. You have to be a King player to kind of see this. So yeah, very strong jab situation. Like his jabs are super key to his game plan. They set up really scary situations sometimes. Now let's talk about the jab string. So King has this kind of like 1-2, very normal 1-2. It's right, -3 on block and +A on hit. This is super common. But he also has a continuation, and you can see that the third hit is a mid. It's -4, so a lot of like King players like using this. Something they don't want you to know is that you can actually step this to the right. So let me just kind of show that. So yeah, right, he's gonna step to the right, and you'll see this whiffs. Even the next hit usually whiffs, so don't let Kings do that too much to you. Now of course they could be doing like something like this to try and catch you, right? They might try that, but you just kind of have to represent it. If they like doing the string, you don't really want them to kind of get away with these like extra mid pokes. So yeah. Other than that, he can continue, but the jab after the safe one, after the -4 one, is actually -19. So this one, -19, and he can do a kick afterwards. It's -25. It's his like 10 hit combo. He'll most likely do it like this. If he does do the low, you have to low parry it, right? I actually remember this from Tekken 3, I think. Like, I never looked at this like 10 hit combo since Tekken 3. It just never escapes my mind. It's so easy to do and it's so annoying. But yeah, just so you know, all the options there are yeah, they're all like super what's it called, super punishable after the third hit. Other than that, like, know that it can be delayed like that, but that's not too bad for you. You're still going to be able to step it correctly if you do it. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, with that said, these are the jab strings. He does have a 2-1 as well, right? The 2-1 is like not bad, but it's not too important, I would say. Like, normally people don't use it too much, even though it's really good. It's like high mid, -3, so yeah, really nice. Now, another thing King players like to do is to do jab string. Wait, sorry, it's like trying to remember the input, but maybe let's just check out the move list. Show me. Wait, sorry. Let's go all the way to the beginning. Oh, it's down. Yeah, like this. Okay. Yeah, like this. So from their jab strings, they can actually go for grabs. Now the grabs are depending on this grab is like a 2 break, and they have like this one as well. So they can do it from their jab strings. The main thing you want to know is that it is interruptible. Like, it's slow enough that you can interrupt it. As you can see, like, the grab is super slow. So if I set up the bot to kind of like jab back, right, you can see it's interruptible. Sadly, in this game, you cannot step throws. So throws are homing. So that makes being able to step this and the follow-up jab, like this used to be the counterplay. If throws are going to be homing forever, then you're just going to have to sidestep duck to beat both. But otherwise, yeah, I'll just have to kind of call it out or tech it on reaction. The throw is pretty slow. It's not that hard to react to it. Just make sure you're not counter hitting into it or doing like an armor move. Okay, so these are the jab strings. They're not too interesting, but they are strong. Next, we move to down forward 1, and down forward 1 is a really nice poke. As you can see, it's only -1. It's 14 frame startup, but only -1. Has a very delayable follow-up. There's only -10, right? It's mid, very nice. So yeah, you can do it like this. It is a true string on hit, as far as I know. So you can technically, like, if they commit to it, then it's going to be like this. But a lot of King players like doing this. So even if they do get the first hit, like, as long as you keep blocking, you'll be able to punish this. Make sure, again, you punish with a 10 frame move. Okay, so that's down forward 1. Another thing you might want to know about this is this move's hit super low to the ground. So if you're on the ground, this could often hit you as you're trying to get off the ground. So a lot of Kings like using this to try and catch you waking up. One last thing is, I believe, if I'm not wrong, no, it's like more plus on counter hit, but I guess no, it's not actually. Never mind. So it doesn't have any counter hit properties to care about. Now let's move to the next poke, which is down forward 2. Okay, and down forward 2 is definitely having some counter hit properties. So as you can see, it's a 13 frame poke. It is +4 on hit, -6 on block, and it has follow-ups. So the follow-up is down forward 2 1, and that is, and again, very delayable. It is safe, -4, and is not guaranteed on normal hit, as you can see. So like so. And on counter hit, this is a launcher. So it's not only a launcher, it is almost like for really strong players, this will be confirmable, and they get like a pickup. I don't remember the combo. I think it's something like this. Right, then they need to like do a step and grab or something, or they can do like an easier ender. So yeah, this is a very potent 13 frame counter hit and is very safe. So the one thing you want to make sure you do whenever you see this move is you can duck the second hit, even if the first hit hits you. So let me just show you, he's going to get hit. The next thing he's going to do is crouch block. And as you can see, you can crouch it even if you get hit. So try to keep this in mind when they're doing this. They're usually fishing for a counter hit. I'll mention a few times when it's common that king players will go for this. This also has a bit of tracking, so it's like a super nice poke. They love using it. But yeah, you have to show that you're willing to duck the second hit, so they'll stop throwing it out. And once they do, like this poke is sorry, give me this. Yeah, this poke is -6. So once they do, you can start like doing pretty well basically. If you are blocking the first hit and you want to go for a move that will high crush the second hit, because you think they'll do like a delayed version, so like for example, block, punish, record. No, it's not what I wanted. What's not really the move I'm looking for. I think it's down 3+4. Yeah, okay. So for example, he's gonna do like a full crush move. As you can see, it's gonna counter. Right, this is very common that like king players go for this, so you can very much counter them for going for it so much. Okay, so this is like a normal counterplay to this poke, but let's get back to the other pokes. Okay, so the next poke is full forward neutral 1+2. Yeah, okay, and this is the shove. As you can see, it's a 9 frame move. Obviously it doesn't come out at 9 frames because you have to do the forward neutral, so it's a bit slower than it says, but it's still very fast poke. As you can see, if you have good execution on this, this is how it looks like when people pressure you with it. And this is not a high, it's a mid, it's 0 on block. On hit it's plus something, I don't remember, +5, +7. Wow. So yeah, it's +7, so not a big deal, but still like, I mean, it's +7, so he gets to kind of like run his offense. And on counter hit, it guarantees you a forward 2-1, which is a heat engager in this game. If you already are in heat, you can obviously go into a full combo if you heat dash. So very annoying move to deal with. It's not even the easiest thing to step it because of the dash input. So yeah, this move is just very annoying to deal with. Sometimes you'll just have to kind of like armor through it or just like jab it out to not let them kind of advance on you. But yeah, very annoying move to deal with. Onto the next poke is down forward 3. Down forward 3, right? This mid, 14 frames, safe, high reach, right? Not a lot to say, not super interesting. I think it has like a bit of tracking to the weak side, so to the right, if I'm not wrong. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like this. This is kind of like his way to kind of catch you stepping to his weak side. So if you see a king likes to do this, technically this is steppable to the left, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like just blocking it and taking your turn usually is a better hedge. It is -9, so after it, like it's basically like it's all you. Like he doesn't get to challenge you or do anything. Even though they might still press because I don't know, they might be spamming this. This does have a follow-up. The follow-up, right, it's a high, it puts him on the ground. You can kind of kick him on the ground when he does that, or he plays like the RPS of like a wake up. Technically you can duck the high if you want to, and then some characters can punish it better, some punish it worse, depending on the character. But yeah, second hit is a high. Anyway, to the next poke, and the next poke is forward 3, right? This is forward 3, it's 15 frames, it's -8. Hits very low on the ground. Very nice tool for Oki. And yeah, this is a very like basic mid poke. Not too scary. Doesn't do anything crazy, right? Like just like some plus frames, right? +1 on normal hit, so not even that scary on hit. I would say most of the times when King players like to go for this, they're just kind of like hedging against all things. They want to safely poke you. King can do a lot of these things. You can go more gambling, you can go more safe. So yeah, this is a very nice poke if you want to play on the safer side. Next poke is wall sending 2, and wall sending 2 is another homing move, right? And King can use it from his crouch dash. Now King has a crouch dash. It's pretty annoying to do. It's not like I don't think it's like the normal crouch dashes as far as I remember. But yeah, he can do it from his crouch dash like this, and it's a really good way to get in because this move is confirmable on counter hit. So if you get like on counter hit, you get to confirm it. On normal hit, confirming it is like, I think, like pretty impossible, right? Yeah, they just kind of block. But yeah, on counter hit, you do get to get this thing very late confirm, so it's very nice. And otherwise, it's not like it's a very minus move or anything, like, right? Oh, it's -9. Yeah, it's safe to throw out. It's a homing move. It's 14 frames, so a lot of good properties there. And you still have the threat of the second hit. It also, as far as I remember, gives you a wall splat or a wall break. Yeah, okay. So you even get a combo at the wall, which is really nice, obviously. And yeah, super nice move. Okay, now we're gonna move to the low pokes, and the low pokes are as follows. You have down forward 4, right, which is technically it's part of a string, right, but it's a low high. So if you duck the first one, you can duck the second one, or if you get hit, I think you still can duck the second one, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so generally it's only if you're poking with this, you're only doing this. It's a fast low of 14 frames. 14 frame lows are so good to have, just like being able to do that. I think on counter hit this is guaranteed. Yeah, on counter hit guaranteed, and that's super nice, super good to have. On just on block is -5 if you don't duck it, so very safe too, unless of course they're ducking and you're getting launched. This is part of like a string that like King players sometimes uses a wall ender, sometimes they just use it randomly. So we'll go over the string later, but yeah, just so you guys know. Next poke, down free, and this poke, this is a nightmare poke. It basically gives him +1, which means again his giant swing will beat out your jabs. So you can do like a, wait, sorry, not a King player. Yeah, you can do something like this to beat out your jabs. Very annoying to deal with. Yeah, it's 17 frames, which is pretty good. +1, and used to have like a big counter hit thing, but it was removed in Tekken 7. So yeah, I guess that's just it. It's -12, which also makes it pretty safe. Overall, just very good poke. Nothing more to say. Okay, next poke is down back free, and this is a pretty slow poke, but it does high crush, and also gives you this knockdown where you can go for. Am I forgetting how you do? I don't actually remember how you do the grabs on the ground. I don't remember how it is, but you get to like mix up your opponent with like a grab on the ground, or take like extra damage and just kind of like hit them like so. So it's up to you what you want to go for. The grabs on the ground are techable, so you can tech them with 1 or 2 usually, just to keep that in mind. Next poke is down back 4. Okay, this is the leaping one, and this move I think is still a bit bugged in Tekken 8. It's really hard to punish this move. As you can see, it's pretty slow. You can low parry it now, but it says -17. A lot of characters kind of struggle to get a proper punish on this. So yeah, on hit, not too unique, but it does do a little bit of chunk of damage, right? With 20 damage for a low, it's not bad at all. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you can low parry it, low parry it. If not, block it and check what your character can punish with. This used to be floatable for a combo. I feel like that is very inconsistent in this game. Okay, and the last low we want to talk about is actually the most annoying one, and it is forward neutral 2. So forward neutral 2 means you do a dash input, right, like this, and then you do nothing, and then you do 2, right, like this. And this is how it looks like when you do it smoothly, right? Yeah, +7 on hit is just like insane. I don't even know what to say about that. +7 on hit is crazy, especially for a move that is like a high crush. It is super fast and has this insane counter hit for 55 damage. So this is one of the scariest lows. It's his best low, and it's one of the scariest lows out there. Definitely hard to deal with, especially on a character like King, who has so many like mids that are pretty devastating in terms of counter hit, like the down for a 2-1 that gives like from a 13 frame like a full combo. So yeah, very scary low to deal with. You can step this low even from the dash input. It's pretty easy to step it. So if I do step right, I wonder how I would do that. Actually, you know, I'll just record it doing like a jab into a step. Oh, wait, record again. Okay. Yeah, like this. So as you can see, it whiffs like pretty big, and when it whiffs you can launch it, but on normal block it is actually only -13. So you do whatever you can for -13, which is for this kind of low really not that much, but is what we get, so is what we work with. Okay, this is it for the poke section. Now we can move on to the next section, which is the plus and block moves. And plus and block moves, he has like many characters, his while running free, right? Plus free on block, not very plus. And this is very important to remember. A lot of people super respect this move, and you respect it mostly because King has obviously the armor moves, and he has like the throws, which will be armor moves. But going for all sorts of high crushes after this is not that bad of an idea. I mean, again, this is only +3, which is not that much in terms of plus frames. It means that if he tries to go for anything too strong or like too slow, he's definitely getting caught. The thing you want to keep in mind is that from +3, he can do his down for a 2-1, right? The counter hit option to check you. So if the King likes going for this after this, right? Then you know, you just kind of respect it. But if he goes for bigger stuff, then just make him hold it. Don't really let him get away with it. Okay, next move is wall running free +4, and this is +17, which is so ridiculous. It's basically to make it so you can do like the wall standing kicks uninterruptible. Now, all the wall standing kicks are technically steppable to the right, but sometimes because he's so plus, it's a bit hard to step him. So you can just backdash or like try to block and take your turn. Up to you. It's kind of an annoying move. If you can step it, go for it, but honestly, this move sometimes just kind of clips you even if you completely step it properly. So yeah, jabbing it out or like interrupting it is usually better. It is a relatively slower move from wall running, as you can see, like 28 frame startup. So if you see this kind of like action from like a King player, you can go for it. Yeah, it doesn't do any chip damage too, which is another plus, I guess. Okay, now we have forward 1-4, and this is a move you probably didn't see unless you already climbed for the ranks a little bit. This move is super nice. It sets up like a throw with down for a 2 mix up, right? +3, that's like the sweet spot for King players because this down for a 2 is 13 frames. So yeah, basically very nice. The move doesn't have a lot of range, right? From here already doesn't hit. But from here it will hit, so like after a jab you could go for something like this, right? And basically puts him closer to you than he was before. So it's good to keep like an attention if like King players like going for these kind of things. Make sure you stop them. Dick jabbing is a good way to deal with them, and so on. Okay, next move +1 block is back 4, and back 4, as you can see, is +2. It's a pretty gimmicky move. It looks like a mid. It is definitely a high. Most people don't believe it the first 70 times that they see this is a high, but it is a high. And after it, he has like back turn kicks, right? This is a 13 frame mid. This is the high. It's 10 frames. So this is basically like a mini mix-up thing. Now the mid is -13. Make sure you punish it. Don't let him get away with just doing this. A lot of king players like doing that. Some of them like doing that for Oki from some throws that put him like back into you. So also keep that in mind. But yeah, very annoying move. Also sets up some gimmicks he has from back turn, right? Some unblockables. A lot of lower level kings will use these. So yeah, I'll talk about them in the gimmick section. But yeah, they exist. And the last +1 block move I kind of want to talk about is Capital Punishment. Very slow move and also very steppable move. You can step it to the right again very easily and punish it properly. It's only +2, which means he can't really go for the down for a 2 mix up as much, but he can definitely threaten throws after it. It is like not uncommon for them to go for something like that. Otherwise they will go for this to check you. A dig job will beat both technically, so you can keep that in mind if you'd like. He doesn't really have like that 12 frame mid to kind of challenge you. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And these are the general like +1 block moves that King uses. As you can see, most of them are not very plus, or it's this thing which kind of puts him on the ground. So generally speaking, he gets plus frames from hitting you and not from doing like anything else on block. Like this move on block, definitely like a big one. And which one is it? It's this. Yeah, this is +4. So they like using this one as well. Set up a grab. And yeah, these are like the general +1 block moves. Okay, strings. Let's talk a bit about strings. So he has his jab strings, which we kind of talked about. We talked about the counterplay, and we have forward 2, and forward 2 is a super common move. King players use a lot in neutral, and yeah, it's +2 on hit, -11 on block, and it has 2 types of follow-ups. The first one is a high. It's a heat engager, and it's super long range punish. So a lot of people, okay, I mean, not that long range, but yeah, deals high damage. So a lot of times where there's like move a ton of pushback, this will be the go-to punish for King players. Puts them in heat, which we all know is very scary. So yeah, forward 2-1, very, very strong. If you can duck the second hit, go for it, but it's 18 frames, so it's not very reactable. It's pretty hard to catch it and duck on time. So yeah, just keep that in mind. The second follow-up is down 1, so you can do forward 2-1, right, like this. And on counter hit, I believe it was confirmable in the past. I don't know if it still is. Doesn't look like it is. Yeah. And he has down 1. And down 1 is -13, but it's also like a full like launch string kind of thing. So let me just kind of show like what if only the second hit hits. Right, you get a full launch. Super annoying. So if you are looking for ducks, you can get like punished, obviously, big time for it. Trying to think what would be like a basic bitch combo to catch there, but it doesn't matter actually. It's gonna do a ton of damage. That's all you need to know, right? Yeah, I bet I could get like some 70 damage or more. Bum. No, okay, I don't know how to do it. I don't care anymore. I lost interest. King shits damage from this thing, so make sure you block it. And from the crouch, if they only do the second hit, right? Sorry, bum. This is -13, and it puts you in crouch, so you have to do your while standing 13 frames. The third hit is -15, so if they're just throwing this out, launch them. Yeah, don't let them get away with this. Okay, onto the string that I talked about earlier. It's down forward 4, and you have kind of like 2 main options after the 1. You can do down forward 4 free into 4, which is -15. Okay, I know a lot of people don't punish this because they remember this move, and this is -9, right? So you're like, oh, I can punish that move, but this is -15, so make sure you do. Right, so this is option number 1, and option number 2 is doing I believe it's down 3 + 4. Okay, or maybe it's just 3 + 4. No, it's down. Okay, so down 3 + 4 does a low there, so that's kind of like a little mix up. They're both super slow, so they're generally reactable, but sometimes it can be confusing because both of them kind of have this jumping thing to them. So As you can see, this, if you can punish it, go for it. If you can, just take your Oki. Yeah, we move on from there. Next string I want to talk about is back 2 options, and back 2 has like mainly 2 things king players do, but it actually has free cancels. So you have back 2 1+2, which is +2. Okay, you have back 2 1, right, which is a knockdown, wall splat, wall break, very good move. And you have back 2 4. Okay, back 2 4, which is a mid, and it's a safe mid too. Now technically I think on block you can interrupt it, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. I have very low conviction on this. Oh, you cannot, and it has this little counter effect. So yeah, do not interrupt it. Okay, I repeat, do not interrupt it. No misinformation. But yeah, generally speaking, most king players will just go for this or for this, which means you duck and you launch them. Okay. Pretty strange they made this move safe. Is it steppable? Let's just check. Nope, no steppable. Okay, maybe to the other side. Maybe. Nope, not at all. Not to any side. Not even a little. Okay, so this move is just safe. Pretty annoying. I actually don't know why it's like this. But yeah, then keep an eye out for this thing. King players don't really use it outside of combos, I guess. They mostly use this and this, which means if they do use it, crouch, launch. Okay, next thing we are going to talk about is 1+2, right? This little mid. This mid is -11, puts you in back turn, right? And after it, you got 2 follow-ups, and one of them is 1+2 into 1, which is a mid. It's -13, right? And the other one is 1+2 free. It's a high, it's -3. Basically, if you can do your best to block standing and react to the high in order to punish it, that's, I think, what's best. They're both starting up at the same time, so it's a bit hard. But if you can react to it and duck, that's amazing. If you can block high, I think is okay. Like stand block, don't get hit by this, especially not near the wall. Wall break, wall splat, not fun. Okay, let's go over a few stances. We kind of started talking about back turn, so let me start with that one. We already said, like, you have like jab at 8 frames, really annoying, right? Like this jab is -3, not like a normal jab, but it is still very good. You have the other jab, right, reaches a bit further with 2, and then you have back turn free, -13 mid. You have back turn 4, 10 frame high kick, and then you have the unblockables, which is 1+2. You have to duck it, it's a high. You can duck this on reaction. It's good to practice this if you fight a lot of kings that use this. And he has 1-4, which is another unblockable, which they sometimes use for Oki. Now you can do 2 things with this. You can either step it, again to the right is the way things go. Yeah, please go to the right. So I'm gonna do this and do this. Okay, I'll attempt to side walk, so he just stopped super early now. As you can see, this happens, then you can punish them. Even though the punish is not amazing usually, some characters can punish this better than others. So yeah, you can do that, or you can jab him out of it, or like anti-air him or whatever. Up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. It's a bit of an annoying move, especially on Oki, but yeah, you just gotta deal with it. Next thing is the Jaguar step, and Jaguar step is this thing. It can go forward, it could go backwards, and it has the following options. It has Jaguar step 2, which yeah, it's -A on block, so safe. It's super fast at like 12 frames. Let's stop stepping. Okay, and also wait, sorry, I'll do it forward. Right, also forces crouch and gives them a free crouch grab. Crouch grabs aren't breakable, so this is a normal hit, right? Like 50 damage or heat engager, right? I don't remember the heat option, so you'll just forgive me for not knowing. But yeah, he definitely gets like a lot from this. So yeah, oh, 11 frames, sorry, I said 12, but it's plus 12 and it's 11 frames. So yeah, insane move. This is used like since King has a very bad backdash. This is mainly used for their movement, and while it has like some minuses such as like not being able to block, it is airborne, so it crushes low sometimes, which is like fairly convenient. So yeah, it's basically used very similarly to Feng's back Kempo sometimes, like where you just like do this and then you can do this option or this option or this option, whatever, right? You get the idea. So this is Jaguar Step 2. There's also Jaguar Step 1, which is a high launcher, right? Pretty annoying. Obviously, it is safe, like most of these options, right? -7. Yeah, just like a high damage launcher. It's a high normal hit. Super good. Of course, if you can duck and launch it, epic, but the mids are scary, so I don't know if I would recommend ducking there. Next we have the free, which is a bit of a slower mid. Again, still safe, -5. Very nice. I think this has a bit of tracking, but usually it's a very funky situation whenever they walk around Jaguar Step. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And last option there is Jaguar Step 4, and this is +8. I didn't really mention it in the plus on block because I knew I'd mention it in the stances and like movement stuff. It's +8, which is crazy. You can threaten a throw after it, right? Let's say I do something like this. I could go for hello bomb. Wait. Okay, yeah. You can threaten like running throw or like the running into giant swing. Pretty scary move. I don't know why it's so plus. Also don't know why it deals so much shit damage outside of heat. So yeah, very strong move. These are the general options for Jaguar Step, as far as I know, at least. I don't know of anything else. So yeah, Jaguar Step, very nice. You can use it forwards, but mostly used backwards. You can technically Jaguar Step. I think like, wait, after this I believe there's like an extra move. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Jaguar Step free 1+2 will do this thing. Some King players are trying to like cheese with that. Is it not 1+2? Is it, am I missing something? Am I pressing too early, too late? Okay, whatever. So yeah, it's -16, but it's not very punishable since it throws them on the ground. So yeah, just find your punish for it. You'll be fine. Next is the Jaguar Run, and Jaguar Run is basically when he does this thing. Now you mostly see this when he's in heat, because in heat this gets armor, which is obnoxious. His options from Jaguar Run are Jaguar Run 1, which is relatively fast mid at 16. It gives him a knockdown, wall splat, wall combo, guaranteed Oki, or an attempt at a grab. Yeah, overall very strong mid. He has the running the Jaguar Step 2, which is +3 high on hit, I believe. Gives a knockdown, right? Yeah, pretty good knockdown, nice Oki. You have the Jaguar Step 3. This is mostly done near the wall. It's a safe mid again, of course. Yeah, very good homing. Does a lot for him, so yeah, super nice to have. At the wall he can get a combo off this, even though he's like going on the ground like this, he can still pick up for a combo. And Jaguar Step 4, the low, another low that is really hard to punish. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but I mean, I don't know, you can't really tank 20 damage every time, so you do have to block this sometimes. He of course also has the throw, right? Untechable throw, that's a heat engager, deals 45 damage. Again, very hard to deal with. You kind of have to sometimes call it out. If you do crouch it, amazing, go launch him. And if not, I'm sorry, but good luck. Anyway, we move on, and the next and last movement option he has is the crouch dash. And from crouch dash he has like a few moves, right? I'm not wrong, he has like a launcher thing that I'm not getting for some reason. Oh, this is 1, this is 2. Am I fucking up the last thing? I might be. He has a launcher that I'm not getting right now because I'm not king player and I'm not sure about the input. It's not very important. You don't see them go for it a lot. I'm just interested because I feel like I should be getting it. Okay, I'll just leave it be. It's not very important. All you should know is that he does have a wave dash, and if you can do it, it's a bit difficult, but if you can do it, it's very, very strong. It lets King kind of get close to his opponents. Oh, that's the one. That's the launcher I was talking about. So I guess it only comes out when I don't want it to. Whatever, doesn't matter. I want to move on, and we're moving on to the gimmicks. And I'm just gonna put it right here, like in pretty bold bold words. King has probably some of the most annoying and most diverse amount of gimmicks in the game. And let's just start. Okay, I'm just gonna go over them as fast as I can. I'm just gonna try and do it rapid fire, gimmick, and you know, we'll call it a day. So back free, armor, high, -10 on block. If you can crouch it and launch it, epic. It's 16 frame though, so super fast, super annoying to deal with, has a ton of reach. And let me just kind of show it. When it's like in here, like in the very like far spacing, right? Trying to show it. It just becomes really hard to punish it. I'm just trying to like show the spacing. Okay, whatever. Really annoying move to deal with. A lot of King players love spamming this because it carries their gains on hit. Yeah, it gives them this annoying Goki situation where they kind of like leg drop you, right? Doing 1+2, 43 damage. Really annoying. So yeah, so that's armor move number 1. Armor move number 2, up forward 3+4 on hit, sends you kind of like on this Jaguar run onto them, uninterruptible mix up. So you know what's up, right? It's also has this kind of like low crush because it's airborne for a little bit. Okay, and yeah, it's a mid, -12. Overall, very strong in my opinion. Next armor move is down back 1+2, and down back 1+2 is actually insane. It is probably the most insane power crush somehow. So if you just do down back 1+2 and you do 2, this is like the follow-up that you can do from it. It's a 15 frame follow-up. And on block is, I believe, -9. Yeah, so it's a safe follow up, it's a safe mid, and this basically is like a tank it kind of move. So as you can see, he kind of like howls. This will lose to lows, lose to froze, obviously, as always, but very scary. Obviously, if you tank something slow enough in terms of recovery, you don't even have to do the follow up. You can just launch. So if I recall, what would be like a I'll just record him. Wait, I want to record something. Yeah, so I'll do this into this, right? So now I'll do my power crush after he does his jab, right? So as you can see, punish is very easy. If he does something slower, I'm trying to think what would be like a very slow move. Yeah, this for example. Okay, so now he will do his thing, right? So I don't know what's the recovery on this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you can punish like this if you did it early enough. This is more relevant to strings, but as you can see, this can deal a lot of damage. So yeah, very nasty move. King players don't really use it very well right now, but I'm afraid of the king players who will understand how to use this. Okay, and we move on to the next gimmick. And next gimmick is down forward, down 3+4. And this is like a known cheese method, like online. A lot of king players love spamming this in lower levels. It high crushes, it's super fast at 16 frames. It is -9 on hit, okay? And why is it -9 on hit? Because it has follow-ups. And once you get hit by the first one, you can block the second one. And if you blocked a kick, you can low parry the next one. Now, the annoying thing is that he has this little follow-up, right? Which is a mid. This mid is -15. He can do it like after like more than one kick, right? Like this. If the second hit connects, this will be... Is it only on counter hit, maybe? Yeah, on counter hit, this connects. Yeah, but otherwise, it's launchable. These are also launchable. King players in lower levels will spam this. Don't let them get away with this if you can. Punish it, launch it, send them flying. If you want to, you can low parry the next kick, so you don't have to like kind of like deal with the mid. Right, the mid is pretty slow, right? If you can react to the mid, it's epic, right? But sometimes online it's a bit difficult. So yeah, just going for like the low parry sometimes is just safer. Next gimmick, forward forward 4. Okay, forward forward 4 is a -15 mid. It is used mostly for some combos where you want to like tornado the opponent, but it is -15 and it doesn't look punishable because of the pushback. If you do it like tip range, super hard to punish. It's very gimmicky, it's very annoying. You can step it and launch it, or you could find your specific punish. King, for example, can do forward 2-1 to punish it most of the time, right? Like this. But even that, like super long punish, sometimes whiffs on this move. It has just incredible range. It's really, really annoying to deal with. Incredible range and pushback. So yeah, next move. Up 1+2, okay? And, sorry. Up 1+2 and hold. This move is like the unblockable, and the annoying thing about it is that it can side switch mid-air if he crosses you in like the right time. This is sometimes used for Oki, sometimes used for all sorts of annoying situations. Mostly you can enter this pretty reliably, but otherwise like dealing with it can sometimes be a bit annoying. Stepping it can sometimes be annoying. I recommend mostly just floating it for a combo, but you can try also walking it. That's also okay. Okay, next thing we got is back turn 1+2. These are the gimmicks I talked about in back turn. Sorry, this is like the armor move. We already talked about it. High, duck it. This is the other one. Jab it for a float or step to the right. Both are okay. And then we got down 1+2, and this is a very evasive move. Launcher, Omega Launcher as they call him. Yeah, it's basically just like a very evasive move. I just want you to know it's -24, so you can whiff punish it really hard. Oh, sorry, I say whiff, but I mean punish it on block really hard. Some kings try to choose with this. Don't want to get away with it. But yeah, just putting it out here. Okay, we got back 1+2, and this is a grab that kind of sets up this kind of like Jaguar step thing. It's a very annoying grab. You don't have to go for the Jaguar step as far as I know. There is like a... Yeah, you can do 1+2 to kind of like play around with them or like throw them at the wall. I think there's like a 1 press as well. Or 2? Am I forgetting my king stuff? Okay, maybe I'm forgetting. But yeah, it's a very annoying grab. It's very gimmicky, but you gotta pay attention to it. Remember that he does not have armor when he just does normal rush, so you can technically contest him, but he's +14, so scary. Yeah, like this is 16 frames. This is like 20, but hug crushes. This is 18 frames. And remember, he's +14, so yeah, the challenging thing is pretty scary. All of his options usually win. So yeah, you just kind of have to hold it if you didn't tech. Next gimmick is, let me look. Sidestep 3+4. Okay, very silly move. It's a high. Mostly it's silly because it deals incredible amounts of chip, and it also is very weird to punish even if he whiffs it, because again, puts him on the ground, kind of like a thing with King, where he just puts himself on the ground for no apparent reason, right? And yeah, right, like this as well, up 3+4. Yeah, he has a lot of these moves just kind of put him on the ground, and it's kind of hard to punish or awkward to punish him, and they're all annoying, all gimmicky. Big hatred for King from my side. Okay, but yeah, basically this move, you can duck it. It's really difficult to get a punish, but you should be trying to duck it if you see it. Just to not hold the chip damage mostly. All right, these are the gimmicks I figured you should cover. Grabs, again, I'm not gonna cover grabs and all the like chain throws and all that. They are gimmicks. All I'm gonna say is that if they want to do rolling death cradle, right? I forget the input. Rolling death cradle. Am I like fucking this up? I might be fucking this up. I don't mind. Yeah, I'm just gonna say rolling death cradle, you break it with 2, and everything else figure it out on your own or use the link I'm gonna put in the description. Let's go to heat, and in heat, once King is in heat, his heat dash, his Jaguar dash, it has armor, which is obnoxious, but also he gains access to this move, the heat smash. And the heat smash from King is probably one of the most annoying heat smashes in the game. It might be one of the best ones too. It basically is an insane mid that puts him at +12, right? So again, his options are like really insane after it. Again, safe mid that does like a lot of damage. He has the throw that's untechable. So yeah, just incredible move. Very difficult to step, very difficult to avoid. Has incredible range. Hits on the ground. Does your homework. So yeah, get one yourselves for sure. This move is just something you kind of have to respect. Sadly, there's not a lot of counterplay to this move. Even if he whiffs it, the second hit, right, usually will hit. Like you'll see, like over here, like you'll see it has so much forward movement. And before you could rage art it if you blocked it to kind of like deal with him as the last thing. But he can cancel the run. So as you can see, don't have to do a run, and he can also cancel it midway if you're trying to like react, as you can see. So yeah, very hard move to deal with. Very hard to deal with kind of move. And now let's talk a little bit about common scenarios and like the main things you should be ready for. So basically the main thing you want to pay attention against Kings is he hits you and then he's trying to grab you. So that's how it looks like. He can hit you something like this, right? This, go for a grab, right? Let me do the mix up grab, I guess, too, right? Buster. Can I do the instant wall running? Yeah, like this. So yeah, definitely annoying to deal with from his plus frames. He will do it a lot. He can do it from his like 10 frame punishes, right? Like do something like this, buffer, a grab. He's very plus there, so yeah, very annoying to deal with. Some like tips, if you do get giant swing, make sure you tech. Basically that means, right, sending him to Ukemi, right, the tech roll. If you tech roll, you avoid some of the damage, which is important, right? You saw this did 45 damage, and I think it does 65 if he doesn't tech roll. Not 100% sure on that. Okay, so the second hit did 20, so I think it does do 65, right? Like it's 45 and 20, yeah, so total 65. It has like a blue spark too for like people who do it perfect. I just did it now, and this will do probably oh, that's 50 and 20, so it does a total of 70. So very strong pros. They deal a ton of damage. Sometimes against King you just gotta crouch and punish them. Another thing King players love to do is do something that is like -2 or -3, and then they'll dick jab, and they'll do the dick jab and go into another throw. Okay, so it's another thing that King players love to do. The way you deal with dick jabs, we made like a full video on it. Sidestep it, or low crush it, or low parry it. These are your options. Choose one. King players will use this against you, so yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Very, very annoying to deal with, but you have to deal with it. Other common scenarios are the wall running 2, and yeah, they do this a lot on Oki. It's a pretty solid wall running move, but it's not as plus as others, so just remember you don't have to fully respect it. But if they do dump for a 2, which is like the main thing they'll do there, dump for a 2 and froze, just remember you can always crouch the second hit, and if they don't go for the second hits, then yeah, just take your turn. It's -6. And yeah, I think these are like the main things you want to pay attention to. Another, like, I think like the last common scenario I want to talk about is like the Oki after this, right? He's like super close to you, and there's basically like a little bit of a game being played there. You can do like a low, right, like this or this commonly, or he can do like a mid, like a down forward 1 often, or forward 3, right? So these are like the mids they usually go for. These are the lows they usually go for. Sorry, something weird. Okay, yeah. So basically you kind of have to play the game. If they go a lot for lows, you can technically spring kick, spring attack, right? If I do low here, wait, was he not doing spring attack? Wait. Oh, I'm a little bit confused. This is usually done at the end of a combo, so maybe I'm like missing something. It could be it's different, and I'm just like I'm just misinformed about that. Yeah, okay. So at the end of combos, right, they'll do something like that. A lot of times this is like their combo in there, right? And the lows get beat out by this. If they like doing lows, you can spring kick them. If they do the mids, obviously you'll get hit, right? So, oh, oops, I did the wrong move. Oopsie. Hello. Okay, I have this thing where like whenever I'm in practice mode, I can't do anything properly, especially if I'm recording. Like I can't do a proper throw now. Really? Okay, this is pretty ridiculous. Very embarrassing. Wait, seriously? I got it right so well the first time. It didn't even look like I usually struggle doing thing in practice mode. Okay, finally. So yeah, if you do the... Jesus Christ, dude. I have like real issues. Like this. Okay, I'm just like fucking up the input now. I don't know why. I'm not getting like down forward. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm like just mind fucking myself. Yeah, okay. Yeah, down forward 1 will hit. If they block, they can launch you. So be careful. But if they use the lows all the time, you can spring kick. That's all I wanted to say. Jesus. Of course, they can like sidestep there to beat like all options you do on wake up and still like do Oki. Some kings like going for wait. Yeah, this mid because it hits on the ground and it's fairly nice. And if you stay on the ground and you don't get up, they can go for ground throws, which is pretty damaging. So yeah, just be kind of careful of that. There's like a annoying RPS to be played there, but you should play it. Okay, you shouldn't let them get away with just doing whatever they want. Okay, and I think this will be it for the king guide. This is probably the longest one so far. yeah, 1 hour. Okay, Jesus, we're just gonna close it. Thanks for watching. Remember, do your homework, follow up with like labbing some of this stuff, things that you find in your games. King can be very frustrating to play against, but you just gotta do your best and keep climbing. And yeah, make sure to check out the grab flowcharts to kind of like tech the chain grabs so they don't do too much damage to you. And yeah, if you have any questions, feedback, anything, drop them in the comments. Bye bye for now.